Good day, everyone. I haven't done one of these in a while. Just again, spontaneous gospel reflection. And I wanted to just share what God had shared with me this morning for the daily gospel. So it is May 8th, 2026. What is the feast day today? I don't know what the feast day is. Okay. Well, it is the fifth week of Easter. And the gospel reading for today, a reading from the Holy Gospel according to John, and that is John chapter 15, 12 to 17. Glory to you, Lord, in my mind, my lips, and my heart. Jesus said to his disciples, "This is my commandment. Love one another as I love you. No one has greater love than than to lay down one's life for one's friends. You are my friends if you do what I command you. I no longer call you slaves, because a slave does not know what his master is doing. I have called you friends, because I have told you everything I have heard from my Father. It was not you who chose me, but I chose you, and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. This I command you, love one another." So lots of things jump out in this reading. Um, but I'm going to go straight to the point of what stood out to me in this one, which was the piece where he says, and it really struck me, it was not you who chose me, but I who chose you. It was not you who chose me, but I who chose you. So I guess there's a lot of ways to look at this. It certainly doesn't mean that God removes our free will. We always have to choose, even if He comes to us, to say yes and to follow Him. We all know that. And it's a continual choice every day to continue following Him. Um, but, there's this metaphor of Jesus knocking on the door. There's a famous painting. I can't remember the name of the painting, and the door only opens from the inside, which is our hearts, right? But uh, for me, the thing that stood out here was I was trying to think of the original audience he was speaking to. And part of this comes from the gospel exegesis that I've been listening to every day, which is excellent, by the way, on the Hallow app. I can't remember the name of the guy who does the gospel exegesis reflection, but he's an Australian guy, I think. He's Australian or New Zealand. Does an excellent job. Um, he talks about the literal sense of the text and who the text message or who the message was intended for while Jesus was saying it. And while he was saying this text, he was speaking to his disciples, and he was telling them, you know, I've called you my friends because I've told you everything, and you're no longer slaves. But the key piece here was it was not you who chose me, but I who chose you. So I thought about um, what were the disciples doing when Jesus came to them? And I'm just going by memory here, but I'm pretty sure when Jesus came to Peter and I believe his brother was Andrew, Peter and Andrew, they were fishing. They were just doing their regular work. And Jesus came to them and said, "Follow me." And when he found Matthew, the apostle Matthew, Matthew was a tax collector, we know, and he was just doing his regular job as a tax collector. Um, and Jesus came to him and said, "Follow me." And I just thought that was really, and it goes on with the other disciples, the other apostles. And I just thought that's really interesting, um, because Jesus comes to us in our daily work where we are, like in our ordinary work. And I struggle. I don't know about the rest of you, but I struggle sometimes when I start my work day, and I try to get in a good um, prayer time with God every morning and reflect on the gospel before I start my work day. Sometimes I do a better job than others, but this particular day I was reflecting as I go in with the busyness of the day and all the things I have scheduled for today. And I thought, God, like sometimes I don't feel you, I don't see you in my work, and maybe I feel you more, your presence more when I'm like in prayer, when I'm spending time with you, when I'm at mass, when I'm sitting in front of the Blessed Sacrament. But this just goes to show that no, Jesus came to his followers before he transformed them into great disciples and witnesses of the faith and the gospel. He finds them where they are in their ordinary work, and he comes to us. He chooses us where we are. So that kind of that gave me hope today. Just going in, I thought, what does that really mean? It's not you who chose me, but I who chose you. Um, and when Jesus came to them, they weren't necessarily seeking him out. They weren't like necessarily looking for him. He came to them while they were fishing, while they were collecting taxes, while they were doing their ordinary work. And I think Jesus still does that today. I know he still does that today, but are we paying attention? Are we listening for him? Are we noticing him? Are we paying attention? Are we hearing his call in our daily work when he chooses us? So I thought that was beautiful. And I just wanted to share it. And the the ending is also very inspirational. It was not you who chose me, but I who chose you and appointed you to go and bear fruit that will remain, so that whatever you ask the Father in my name, he may give you. This I command you, love one another. God bless.